All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market. 9th of December, Monday. Now I've already posted all the swing days and the swing hours last week. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. So they're all up on the website since last week. And the news we've got to look out for are coming up on Wednesday and Thursday. All right, so just be mindful. The news are important. Also, you can match that to your swing days if you want to trade that as well. Let's start with gold. Now that's the monthly. As you can see, we've got a lower month yesterday, like it closed low, and we might want to follow that, okay, on the swing days. All right, so like last week, as you can see, we're in a bit of a dilemma here. This is right in the middle of nowhere, so it's a bit of a choppy zone, which I don't like to trade. Last week, as you know, I took a trade on this on Wednesday. Wednesday was a swing day, and on the pullback we did go up and the market did make money. Okay, so we had a free trade, we covered the trade, we moved the stop up and we waited, and the following day it got stopped out with a profit, obviously, because we were right there, right at the bottom, going all the way in there. So that was all okay. And I did say last week as well, this zone is dangerous because we're in between levels, right? So that's a high, that's a low, and we're right in between in no man's land. And we've got, as you can see, lower lows happening and lower highs happening. So it's kind of giving me the idea that, gold is kind of trending down. But obviously, I don't think the trend is going to change due to global crises. So gold should continue to go up. But where do we want to get in at a good spot is the question. So we're either going to dip down a little bit, close this gap, and then push up, which I would love to do if that would be the case. The second option is even lower from here, closing this gap, which would be great personally. Okay. However, we don't know. The other option is we could just stick around here and just keep pushing back up. So if we take a look at the swing days, and we see that today is a swing day, there are two things we can do. One is sell the high, the other is buy the low. All right. So I've marked out some levels here, 2,620, 21. That's going to be according to, as you can see, the weekly here, right? So that 54, 2621. So this breakout is nice. I like to see these things. And once the market breaks out, I don't mind going with the breakout. The trend is still up. So finding ourselves inside a pennant or a flag formation here would be nice to follow that kind of up. Okay, so two options here. If we dip down, we can go up. Now, the other thing is this 2562, 2568. You see the 2568 there? Okay, that's that 49 level. So obviously if we come down here, we'd like to go up with it. All right. So any pullback into there, we can go up. Any pullback here, I think we can also go up with this. All right. And we'll see how things pan out in that. If, therefore, we come down a little bit, this is the zone. Now, one other thing I need you to be looking out for is a stop sweep, because that's a low of the week last week and low of Friday. So if the market comes down, does a quick sweep, pulls back in, we could be good to push back up. Okay. The other thing here is, the other option, like I said, is we've got lower lows happening. All right. So the market might also want to push even further down, make a low at the bottoms, which we would love to see. Okay, which we would love to see coming all the way into this zone, into that zone, and just pushing up from here. If that was the case, that would be great. The resistance for today is this 51 zone, 2,650. So if it breaks above 2,650, then don't stand in front of it, obviously trying to sell it. Okay, because if it breaks above this high, then, we're going to probably push up. This is why I don't mind buying the low as well. If it breaks out pulls back into a trading hour, great. If it fills in the gaps here, taps into here and starts to roll up, that's also fine, not a problem to go long. If it breaks below this and this, then don't stand in front of it trying to buy it, because that 2,568.55 is down there. Okay, 2568.65, they're down there, and the market has potential to push down. Okay, which, like I said, is what I would love to see, coming down here and even lower. If it did, that would really do me a favor. Okay, so we can go in heavy. So like I said, a little tricky here. I'd be careful. The targets here as well, as you can see, we've got 40, 38, 37. Those levels 2, 5. So you've got 2,611 to 2,596. Okay, 2,611, 2,596 is down here. So these levels are nice. This is good. I like this as a level because it could just sweep things down and then push up. Okay, so that's a nice level there on the daily PST level. So if we dip down into there, going back up, I think is also okay. All right. So let's take a look at the euro dollar. So on this, we've got a new week as well. So with the euro dollar, as you know, we don't mind pushing down a little bit, okay, into this zone. It's pretty close actually to here, but you know, coming into this zone is nice, and I like this setup here. As you can see, that's the mid-range, mid-channel, and we're down at 50. So coming down into that 37.5 would really be awesome, and would give us a good opportunity to get back in the game. I'd love to follow this from here or any lower level to go back up again. All right, so we'll see how that pans out. In the interim though, as you can see, we're in this zone now. We have a lower low and it's broken and it's closed lower than this. So if the market goes up, selling again is an option. Now, as you can see here, we also have a breakout here, which is fine. Okay, that's an impulse. Now look, that's the weekly. If I check out the daily, you'll see that's the impulse and that's the flag formation. All right, now the euro dollar, Monday is a swing day, and sorry, with the euro dollar, let me just check it out. Yeah, Monday is a swing day, and last Friday was a swing day too, remember? So Friday, Monday, so we can push this down. All right, and that's the impulse. This is a sideways market. Okay, slightly to the upside, like that. And selling the highs is, I don't think, a bad idea to push further down into that level. Okay, now I've marked that level 1.0097. If you come here, you'll see that there is 1.0270 all the way down there and even lower. Okay, but on the weekly, let me just turn this on. On the weekly, that's 35 level there. 1.0537 is going to be a place we want to be careful at, which is right there. Okay, so if it does break below this, okay, let me refresh this. Okay, then sticks around here. Any pull up is an excuse to sell off. Okay, so I'm gonna, last week also we had these levels. Remember, I said if it breaks above us, I think we had a price there. I said if it breaks above it, don't stand in front of it because we got room to go up. So this we can get rid of now. This we can get rid of now. Okay, so very practical. What we want to do, that was a swing day, nice and easy on the downside, and today's a swing day. So what we'd like to do is push this further down. We can come all the way down into that 38 and 34, 1.0470, 0420. So 0470, which is nice and easy there, and 0420 to 15, they're both good targets. Okay. There. All right, so use your trading hours. Okay. If there's a pullback, you can keep pushing down. Like I said, this weekly is a breakout here, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out. Okay, because that is a support, but like I said, the trend is down, so using that to our advantage to push further down is not a bad idea. And this is also looking like a runner. Okay, you see the red channel going downwards. Okay, so in either case, we have a sideways plus a runner state, which the market can push down. All right, and last week we had, okay, if you take a look at that last week, Euro dollar had a Monday. All right, so that was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the Monday turned into the low of the week. All right, so that was your Monday. Okay, now when the market opened, the market was at the top, so selling was okay. If you sold, you should have been just fine. Okay, but then the next day we had a blue day, right? A blue day. What does that mean? It means the market, come on. No, it's not doing it. All right, so this is not doing it. Here we are. So that's the swing day there. All right. And then the next day we had a blue day. So that blue day took us from there all the way into Friday. Now Friday, we've got that. And then we can push that forward as well. All right. So selling, I think, is okay. You just have to be careful for the news day. All right. So that's Monday, can take us into the next swing day. Be careful on that swing day. And those targets, like I said, you need to be careful about. All right. Plus the weekly as well. Okay. Which will be on that red line. 1.0440. Okay. Which is already in between there anyway. So 1.0440 as a mid zone there. All right. Yep. So let's take a look at SP 500. Now with SP 500, new week. Now last week, remember, the swing day was on the Monday and the Tuesday. Okay. Come on. All right. I've been working on the weekend, so that's why we're like back. Okay. So here we are. Now, if you take a look at what's going on here, the swing days for the week on the indices is going to be not yet. Okay, so you might want to wait. But remember, last week we had Thursday, Friday. Okay, so we had Monday. I think it was Monday, yeah? That's what we should have had. Correct. The indices had Monday or Tuesday and Friday. Okay, so that's your Monday, Tuesday, and that is your Friday. Now, we don't have a swing day coming up just yet, so you'll have to wait for it. Okay, and this is Friday. All right. So if Friday swing day was correct, we should have a dip down retracement into the next swing day. On the weekly, we've got a good buy kiss at 67, which means the market is bullish If we dip down into the swing day, then going up is okay. That 6,067 is on the weekly goodbye kiss, which is there. All right. So coming down, this is where everybody's stops are. So coming down, sweeping some stops, and then going back up doesn't look like a bad idea because the trend is still up. Okay. Also, there's a gap here, right? So dipping down, stop, sweep, and then buying again is okay. If it was a swing day, that's what we would have kind of done. If until the news day, we're kind of like going south, okay? If we're coming kind of like down south or sideways until the news, it's doable, okay? Down to 66, which is 6,069. Well, we've got 6,067 there anyway. Anything lower than that, 61 and 58, which is going to be 6,037, 6,052. 6,052 I like. $37. If it dips down, these levels are good to also go long. All right. So if the market dips down, but on a swing day, and we are not on a swing day. Okay, so that's how it is. In the US market session, what you might want to do if we take a look at the daily, okay, as you can see the market is kind of like stagnated there Thursday, Friday. If you want, you could kind of like sell off a little bit, but you see the targets are pretty close. Okay, so we might have like a few days like this, or like, you know, like the small bars kind of doing this kind of stuff and waiting for that news to happen. All right, so you might be better off waiting for the swing days. Let's take a look at Dow Jones. Now, Dow Jones worked out nicely with the swing days last week, being Monday, Tuesday, and a Friday. All right, so that's Monday there. All right, so Monday, Tuesday, up here. The market didn't go higher. And kind of like nice and easy on a Friday. Okay, so this is obviously a better place to sell as well. You see we've got this high notion. Okay, so the market may dip down a little bit more. This zone is a gap, this zone is a gap, so there's room to come down into here, and it will probably do so. If by the time we're on a news day we dip down into these levels, may not be a bad idea to then kind of like go back up again. 53.51 is 44,416. 44,468. 44,476. So let's do this. 44,476, 68. It's pretty close there, so I'll leave that. That's pretty close. And what was the other one? 51, 44,416. Okay, 44,416. So this zone is like a target, which is looking okay. And on the weekly, as you can see, the first support is 65, which is 44,431. 44,431. So if the market is like dipping down into this zone a little bit, that's good. Okay, and then this could be like a level where we can turn around. Okay, the market is going up. Okay, and there's nothing to show that we are reversing. But I like this 1, 2, 3, and then a big ABC pullback, which, as you can see, will bring us back. Okay, so that'll be pretty deep. So we have a breakdown. Selling into the swing days, I think, is okay. So if you want to trade it, selling into the swing days is okay. All right. And then at the swing days, you have to be careful. You have to check where we're at. And then accordingly, you might want to go the other way. So then price plus time comes into play, and then pushing back up into from one swing day to the other, then will look kind of like intriguing, if you see what I mean. So if we dip down into a swing day, turn around to go to the next swing day, might be the way to trade the indices, which would be fine. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now with NASDAQ, as you know, we had a breakout last week on a Monday, so I said don't stand in front of it. Once the market broke out, it was Monday swing day. Monday, Tuesday was swing days. So we had a breakout, which is fine, and that took us all the way into the end of the week, right? So that was it there. So Monday, Tuesday, okay, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, okay, and indices also had a Friday for the swing day, so you can see the market just ended up from a Monday to the Friday high. Now we're at levels here where we've got 72, 73, so we've got 21, 735, 706. 21, 735, which is pretty much there, okay, and 706 around there. So this is a target zone. Okay, so the market can come up here. If we hang around here on a swing day, then selling is okay. Okay, let's check out the weekly. On the weekly, we've got the LCL1, which is 21,922. 21,922 is a bit out there, as you can see. Okay. 21,922. Okay, just slightly there. So what can we do here? This should pull back. Okay, I don't mind selling it into a swing day if you want to trade it. Okay, if it keeps pushing up, don't obviously stand in front of it because the trend is up, but coming down into the weekly pivot, coming down into the lows of last week, well, not the lows of last week, but like Thursday, Friday, coming down, sweeping them out, and then going back up is not a bad idea. Okay, what you have to do is you have to understand that the trend is strongly up, okay, with all this Trump business. So looks like we're going to be having minor retracements, but the market will flunk afterwards and we will have a deep retracement. When that happens, okay, I'll let you guys know, but we'll feel it. Okay, so we'll have like a big retracement coming down before we're going back up again, as you can see, right? So that will fill out all the loose ends, okay, and then we should like come back into this zone. All right, so yeah, pretty much back in to Timbuktu land. It's going to be here somewhere. All right, so that should pretty much bring us back into, yes, all right, down here. So we are going to have a kind of a big retracement. Market's just waiting for it. These are all-time highs. There's no reason for the market to be this high, actually, but not yet. Okay, so we still have a bit more room to kind of push up. Maybe even this week we'll go higher, and we'll take it from there. We'll see how things pan out. Okay, but the important thing to understand is if you're buying and holding at the tops, you better be careful. Okay, if we're trading it, selling the highs, we'll have to check out the swing days. If we come back down into a swing day, going up is okay. If we go up into a swing day, we might go up into the swing days this week, and still keep pushing up into that direction, which I don't mind going up either on, like I said, if there's a pullback. Okay, so then you have to be careful for this zone, the gap here. The market should dip into the weekly pivot. Okay, if it does, and then we have an up move quickly with a trading hour and it's a swing day, then following it back up again makes sense. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin last week I also said Saturday, Sunday might be a swing day for this one. Let's check it out. Okay, so last week the swing days were Thursday and then Saturday, Sunday. Let's take a look. Okay, so that's so that looks like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, what a swing day. All right, so that went up, as you can see, and then the market really did do a swing day on the downside, which is fine. And then we had Saturday, Sunday. So we're at the highs here on Saturday, Sunday, okay? So it's obviously, if we're at the highs, we're expecting a retracement back. Okay, so should the market pull back? Well, a bit of a pullback is not a bad idea. Now, this is broken out and closed above, okay? So the market is still bullish, right? And remember, we're marking levels all the time. If you're going to do daily trading, okay, then you're going to have to wait for these pullbacks to happen. If you are a buyer and a holder, wait for it, because this will have to come down. Okay, they'll need to push it down, and we're at all-time highs. If you're buying at all-time highs, to hold it, you are going to be waiting a while when it comes back down. Okay, so be smart. This is a resistance zone. As you can see, the market can come all the way into 44, which is 93,732. So 93,732, let's mark it in. 93,732. All right, as you can see, it's pretty much here. So we've got a bit of room to come down, and that's your 44 level there, and the HCL one is 91,644. So 91,644 is there. All right, so coming down a little bit is not a bad idea. Let's check out the weekly. The first support here on the weekly is your LCL 197,750. 97,750 looks like that's pretty much 97,750 is there. All right, so this is your first support. If we break below this, this is where we should be heading towards. And on Bitcoin, today is not a swing day, so just try to be mindful of that. If they fall, if they push it into a swing day, then then Wednesday is what you're going to have to look out for. So if we come down, okay, and then kind of push up, and then that kind of thing makes sense. All right. So what can you do today? If you're going to trade it today, selling the highs to push into a swing day is not a bad idea if you want to do that. Okay, and other than that, I don't see anything else happening. Okay. And then on the swing day, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, but selling the highs, like I said, is okay. And that's how it's looking like with the swing days. All right, so I can actually get rid of this. Okay. There you go.